But we just talked about nostalgia and how you can spur nostalgia in people to stimulate those brain chemicals, those good feelings, right? So we have to use nostalgia a lot to recall old memories to get those good feelings to come back, right? But you got to be careful with stirring nostalgia if there's a negative involved or a heavy negative involved. So that's the reason we stay away from things that remind people of poor experiences in the past. It's like when it's funny in dating, I think when especially women, men too, but later, not really. Men are driven by but women, speaking of which, but when a woman goes on a first date, it's really an interview, right? For sure an interview. And she's just going to give you plenty of rope to say something stupid that reminds her of the last dude that she was with that was a piece of shit. And then she goes to the bathroom and never comes back. Ask me how I know. But selling's very much like that. And I'm going to talk a little bit about a bull chicken rule in a while, and that really applies. But we'll keep going. So I talked about, I want to talk about the chemicals. Now I'm going to talk about some behavioral laws. I'm going to try to go through these fairly quickly because we got to do this today, and we got to do research. We're not going to write anything until in the morning. Okay? So what I want to do is try to lock this down today with behavior, teach you how to draw your research. Y'all can do some of that tonight if you got any brain cells left, right? And you know a lot about your clients probably already. That way when you come in the morning and we start writing, we're going to write headlines right away in the morning. We're going to write story right away in the morning. So you guys will have psych in your head already when you get that. All right? By the way, yes, sir. While he's getting ready for this question, by the way, I was going to mention everybody, it was in the sales letter, but I know y'all don't believe me. So like 3 people went back to Deanna or somebody back there and said, what's he selling? What's he selling? What's he selling? Right. Nothing is for sale here. There is nothing you can buy. There will be nothing pitched. There will be nothing sold, right? The only things that anybody could do is apply to War Room, but that's it. There's nothing for sale. So don't freak out thinking I'm going to pitch you something because I'm not going to pitch you anything at all, all right? So go ahead.
The pain conversation, with them bringing back their pain, you want to avoid that. I'm typically used to tickling the pain thing, and then with the solution to that, how does that go with what you're saying, Perry?
I use pain more toward the end of my pitches. Okay. When I get down to the FOMO portion, the scarcity. I'll talk about that old girlfriend that they always wanted to date in school, but they never did because they didn't have the courage to go ask her. I talk about that job that their best friend got or that career their best friend got because they had the courage to jump out there and take it, and they didn't. So I try to remind them, without being it's touchy, man. You got to be so careful. I want to remind them of the times that they missed out. That's where I use it the most.
So you're not aggravating the pain at the beginning.
Yeah, I don't do it so much there. All I do, I'm rubbing salt in the wound at the beginning, and we'll get to that when we start writing copy. But yeah. All right. So behavioral laws, these are a little different. So these are different than the chemicals and the things we talked about before. These are kind of things that just are, right? I'm not telling you why, because in some case I don't know, but I'm going to tell you that they just are. First is the risk scale. These are things that I've learned in writing offers over time that really, really matter to how successful the offers are. Because I wouldn't have done the same thing that Mark talked about doing, but I've just done it with my own offers with a much smaller sampling than what he has. But I found that there are a couple of factors that have led to me having unsuccessful offers in the past that I thought would be winners. And one was an imbalance in the risk scale. So basically, thank you so much. So basically, there's a scale in everyone's head with every purchase that they make, right? Whether it's visible or not, but you should think about it when you write, right? Over here, I want this purple Rolls Royce. I think it'd be freaking pimp, right? It would definitely upgrade my status, right? But if I can't pay my mortgage because I bought the purple Rolls Royce, that downgrades my status, right? It's not always that physical, right? It's oftentimes more emotional, right? I want to buy a thing that's not even that expensive sometimes, right? But if I get it and it sucks and I feel tricked about it, I'm going to feel worse than I did coming into the purchase. So my potential of reward is less than my risk. So we'll talk about ways to get rid of that risk as we move along. But keep that in mind. Typically speaking, this really has a lot to do with pricing, I see a lot of you guys that are in information business, and I've been guilty of it too. You just pull a price straight out of your ass. And you just stick it on there, and you never change it. And then one day you go, why aren't you selling that thing anymore? Yeah, that offer didn't work. Right? Maybe the offer would have worked at the right price. No matter what anybody tells you, and I'll do at the end of this, I'll show you my 49 things that I test in order. By importance, by the ones that swing the pendulum the most. Number 2 now, used to be number 1 for a long time. Number 2 is price. Price swings the pendulum more than just about anything. And anybody that tells you, gives you the old marketing pitch that, oh, the last thing you want to do is cut the price. The price doesn't matter. If you've done a good enough job selling it, it doesn't matter. Bullshit. The price really matters, right? If the risk of the price is potentially higher than the reward of the thing, you're going to lose. And you're going to lose every single time, right? But it's not only that. Remember the reasons people don't buy. Number 1 reason people don't buy, the fear of disappointment. The fear of disappointment. The fear of being let down. I'm afraid. I want a Jaguar, right? One of the cars I really like is a Jaguar. But I've heard such bad things about Jaguars, I don't want to buy one because they have a bad reputation. And I haven't bought one. And it's only because I have fear that I'm going to buy it, be in it for 3 or 4 years, and I'm going to hate it, right? I'm going to get it every day and drive a car that I hate, and I don't want to do that. So it really is real on a lot of levels. An opportunity is a set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something. That's simple, right? That's what everybody at Agora in the financial market writes about, period. But they're not the only ones that should be writing about it. You guys do it in health too, right? New discovery or... Yeah, there you go. But it potentially, yeah. If you're selling an opportunity is, people buy opportunities, not necessarily things, right? They buy opportunities. This is why product launches work, right? But typically speaking, the stock markets, the stock advice, stuff like that, are the people who use this the best because they have to, right? They're selling ether. This is the perfect opportunity. Something new, right? Something has to be new. There's a secret that's not been found. There's a secret or a new discovery, something that hasn't been seen or commonly known before. The obvious answer is your biggest enemy, by the way. If you say, hey, I got a great new diet program I want to sell, you're going to lose tons of weight, it's going to be great. What is it? Eat less, move more. Not going to do so good, right? People want different mechanics, and we'll talk about that in a minute too. Is it different, right? How different is it? How different's the solution? And here's the thing, the solution doesn't necessarily have to be different. The delivery of the solution can be different. The mechanic can be different, and I'll explain that in a second too. Basically meaning that it may be an old school solution delivered in a different way, right? And then lastly, expiring soon is the very best. So if an opportunity comes up, like for instance, the new Trump tax law creates a secret loophole that allows you to pay 50% less taxes, but only if you own at least 1 acre of land in Swahilia somewhere, right? But you better hurry up and get in on it right now before the liberals come back into office, because they're going to wipe it out. See, that's a great opportunity, right? That it has some weirdness to it, some different. Who's heard the commercial for Prevagen, the supplement for brain supplement, right? The ingredient first found in jellyfish. What does that have to do with the offer? Absolutely nothing, right? But it evokes curiosity. What do jellyfish have to do with brain chemistry? Obviously, you think it's something, so you're going to go read. You're going to figure it out. You know, pecans are crazy popular in China right now because people in China believe that pecans make you smarter. Don't you want to know why? Because they're shaped like brains. I'm not shitting you. It's a huge deal. Because they're from Georgia. Yeah, that'd be it. All right. Yeah, because everybody knows those sharpest tacks in the world are from Georgia. Exactly. So I'll show us a little scene. It's kind of a cute little scene. I'm not saying you do what this guy does, but it demonstrates an opportunity at work.
Hello, John. How you doing today? You mailed in my company a postcard a few weeks back requesting information on penny stocks that had huge upside potential with very little downside risk. Does that ring a bell? Okay, great. Well, reason for the call today, John, is something just came across my desk, John. It is perhaps the best thing I've seen in the last 6 months. If you have 60 seconds, I'd like to share the idea with you. You got a minute? Name of the company, Aerotime International. It is a cutting-edge, high-tech firm out of the Midwest awaiting imminent patent approval on a next generation of radar detectors that have both huge military and civilian applications. Now, right now, John, the stock trades over the counter at 10 cents a share. And by the way, John, our analysts indicate it could go a heck of a lot higher than that. Your profit on a mere $6,000 investment would be upwards of $60,000. Exactly, you could pay off your mortgage. John, one thing I can promise you, even in this market, is that I never ask my clients to judge me on my winners. I ask them to judge me on my losers because I have so few. And in the case of Aerotime, based on every technical factor out there, John, we are looking at a grand slam home run. 4,000, that'd be 40,000 shares, John. Let me lock in that trade right now and get back to you with my secretary with an exact confirmation. Sound good, John? Great. Hey, John, thank you for your vote of confidence, and welcome to the Investors Center. Bye-bye.
So everything there, basically, this is a very standard pitch there. It's an opportunity that's presented itself. Nobody knows about it yet. It's secret, right? It's been created because of this new patented technology or whatever. The only thing that could have made that pitch better, which is obviously better, it's implied with stocks or bonds or investments that once the word's out, the price is going to go up and you're going to miss your opportunity, right? So think about that in your work, and we should stop and exercise on this one for a minute. Stop and think about that with what you're working in. What can you do to make what you're selling an opportunity versus a thing, right? What can you do to make what you're selling an opportunity rather than a thing? So let's do the 12-minute thing. Let's do the 12-minute setup one more time. Everybody takes 3 minutes in groups of 4 and talk about that between one another. Do you guys want to clarify anything before we break? You guys want to get clearer on the idea, or do you guys think you all understand it? Raise your hand. Who's got? Yes, ma'am.
So I have info product to physicians that want to conduct clinical trials.
Okay.
So
Why do they want to conduct medical trials?
so they don't have to deal with insurance, and it's a lucrative business.
Okay, so they're doing it for companies. They're contracting their services and their credibility to do that.
Yeah, I mean, pharmaceutical companies need their patients.
Got it. Okay, got it. So they're creating research for the pharmaceutical companies, right?
They're supplying the data for the research.
Data. Okay,
Yes.
got it. So let's go back real quick and let me think about how that was a challenging one. So I think the big unknown secret is, I never knew doctors could do that. I bet they're surprised to know that they could do that, because I think most doctors believe that that's done by universities and big institutions. Is that true?
So there's 3 different niches. So medical doctors, I think they're aware that it's out there. They just don't know how to get involved because it's time consuming.
Right.
Dentists and podiatrists don't know that's an opportunity.
Yeah, cool. So I would certainly present it as a brand new opportunity, right? Because of because I do know a little bit about this, because of the skyrocketing cost of these institutions and universities charging so much just because they have a brand. The cost of medical research is off the charts, right? So because of that, it's created this vacuum in the market, right? The problem is nobody knows the secret of how to get to these companies, right, that are willing to pay you all this money to do this, right? So now we're already to step number 2, because that pretty much makes sense to you. And then number 3, the way that we handle it, the reason everybody's coming to us and the reason it's been so successful, a lot of the doctors, we're very different in the way that we approach it, because we already have them in a database seeking, and we just match make you together with them, and I don't know if that's what you do, but I assume that's kind of what you do. We matchmake with them just like a dating service does. Basically, you've got time to research and you want to make money. You don't want patience and all those things. And plus, you go back to the part we studied earlier this morning. Who's the enemy? The enemy in their case are patients. They don't want any more of them. I tried to sell dentists on how to get more dental patients. Nothing. They hate it. They don't want any more patients. They want something else. And that'll be the next thing we talk about. And then you talk about how it's expiring soon. Here's the thing, Bob, right? You're probably the only podiatrist in Nebraska that knows about this right now. But as you know, this market grows, people are going to find it. But by then, people that get in early will have already locked in the contracts. They'll already have the relationships, and they'll have all the work. So you kind of follow that? So how's it new? What's the secret? Why is your approach to it radically different? Radically different. You know, because most people that think they want to do this, they get on the phone and they start calling giant pharmaceutical companies. Guess how many people answer the phone at giant pharmaceutical companies? None. So we don't approach it that way at all. That's a fool's errand, right?
How I was approaching it was a franchise-like system.
Yeah. Okay. So however you approach it, just make sure that whatever you do is not the obvious answer, because the obvious answer is, okay, I get it. I get your opportunity. I understand it's a new opportunity, right? I get that most people don't know about it. But now you're going to tell me that I got to go call all these farmers. I got to make sales calls. And doctors are not salesmen. They're terrible. It's probably the thing they fear most in life, right? So you definitely want to stay away from that. And then you better get in now. You know, I'm locking in territories. I'm locking in deals or whatever I'm locking in now. So, but this is going to expire soon. As soon as Jimmy down the street, when I hang up from you, I'm calling Jimmy. And then Jimmy says, yep, you're out. See where I'm going? Yeah. All right, does everybody kind of get that? That was a hard one, too. Most things are much easier than that. Yeah. So.
What about like certification for any info product?
Certification.
Like how does DM Lab do? Not DM Lab, but whatever their certification is.
Yeah. Well, I think when it first came out, I don't know because I don't do a lot there anymore because Ryan does most of that. But I would say that before we did it, there was no certification. Right? This is new, right? A lot of people, we've actually changed it now. They're changing the offer, and I'll explain why in a second. It's kind of it's been a secret, but most people don't know that if you have these badges and this credibility, you'll get a lot more jobs. You'll get a lot more people to take you seriously. And we even have a referral network within Digital Marketer. We'll post you to the site, and you can find clients there. It's a very, very different approach because it's all done online, no classroom. You do it on your schedule, your time, yada, 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 which is not so different, frankly. But what they're doing now, expiring soon, was never really there. With certifications, one thing you can do, like Ben, I know, does class start dates. So class start dates, class end dates, right? So it's much better with his model than it is with most people's model of open-ended e-learning, right? Having a start date and a stop date to a class, I think gives you a much bigger event. You are much more at that point selling an opportunity than you are selling a class. You're going to have the opportunity to attend this class that forms on X date, right? And I think having that creates a little bit of a different opportunity. But as far as certifications in generality, you may be creating one in an industry that didn't even exist before, which is awesome. Those are the best ones, right? If you're looking at some industry that's emerging, those are really easier, right? And then you add a different element. Like for us, with our consumer associations, we give them gear to test every month. So they get to be gear testers. It's a super fun thing. And it's very, very different because nobody does that, a whole industry. So it did make us a little bit different. Anybody else?
Yes, I partner with a celebrity hairdresser, and we sell our own brand of shampoo.
Yep.
And we have the new shampoo actually is normally it's a blue shampoo and it was sold on the market for forever. And we created a purple shampoo, and this guy is a famous hairdresser, so he's been doing the hairdresser job for 20 years. So we use it as since he has his own team of chemists, and he's a famous hairdresser for 20 years, so he's on the market, on the trenches, instead of just being a big company that just pouring out shampoo into the market.
Sure.
And it's different because of the experience that he has and the fact that the shampoo is purple instead of blue and doesn't leave that blue shades on the into the blonde immaculate hair. But the expiring soon, since we cannot say that the shampoo will expire, could we?
Yeah, it wouldn't be expiring. You wouldn't want the shampoo to expire. You want the opportunity to expire. So an opportunity can expire by it being an introductory offer.
I thought
right?
about a premium. Maybe
Yeah, we're gonna
offering
sell. Yeah, you could add a premium. You could make it an introductory offer. Hey, I do this. We did a cufflink pitch, and we said, hey, look,
Yes,
we're
I saw
launching
that.
our cufflink site, and rather than spend $1 million on a Super Bowl ad, we decided to give away $1 million worth of cufflinks instead, right? But when these cufflinks are gone, they're gone, and then everything will be at regular price, and you go buy whatever you want, right? So there is a finite closing opportunity there, right? By the way, changing of colors is incredibly powerful, believe it or not. Are you guys watching what's happening with the purple mattress right now? Yeah. Huh? Fucking purple mattress. My wife's driving me nuts for a $4,000 mattress. And it's just a damn mattress.
Yeah, we found actually that the people started sharing our video like it never existed, but
Yeah.
that shampoo existed
Just because it's
for
different.
like
Yeah,
forever.
just because it's different color. It's amazing. We used to do in the chemistry bit, when I used to make chemical cleaners, we used to call the color magic blue stuff. We put blue dye in it, and if something were clear, you put blue dye in it, you'll sell twice as much if it's a color than if it's clear. People don't believe clear things are potent, they believe colored things are potent. That's a whole different discussion about color theory and all kinds of shit like that. But yeah, so you've got an opportunity, you got something new. It's blue, it's purple, right? That makes it new enough, right? The secret is in this magical formula, which is easy to sell chemicals because there's always a magic formula that we can't tell you what it's in, but it's awesome. I used to sell a jewelry cleaner, and I can't believe now, looking back, how good I was then, but not having any idea what I was doing. I wrote this whole pitch. You ever go to the flea market and some guy's cleaning your jewelry? Yeah. I invented that process. Broke. And I made jewelry cleaner in bathtubs at night in hotel rooms, and we'd go to flea markets the next day and sell it when my kids were about that big. And I don't know if I can remember it verbatim or not, but I'd say, man, would you like for me to clean your jewelry today? It's absolutely free. Just come over, we'll clean your jewelry today, make them look brand new, just like new diamonds, pearls, whatever you've got. Here, let me show you what this is called, Gem Glow. It's a brand new jewelry cleaner. It doesn't have any acids in it, any ammonia. It doesn't have anything that corrodes the gold. You know, if you corrode the gold on the side of your ring, that's when your set falls out, like in the swimming pool or in the bathtub, and you lose your diamond. That's the valuable part. So when you're putting your jewelry down in those corrosive cleaners at night, bad juju, bad news. You could lose your stones, and you know how risky that is. They mean a lot to you. So this is our brand new cleaner. It doesn't have any ammonia in it. It doesn't have any acid in it. It's made in the Caribbean. It's made with a Caribbean formula of banana oils, coconut oils, and other natural extracts that clean the jewelry beautifully and put a glow on the gold. See, look at that, ma'am. Isn't that beautiful? Because there's a light shining at it. Yes, it certainly is. And it's clean. Now, ma'am, let me tell you about the specials that we have today. Notice I'm never taking the ring out of the bowl. She's got needing the ring back until she buys my shit. So she's going to listen to my whole pitch before I give her the jewelry back. That's a temporary suspension of belief, right? And my favorite reply was, well, if it doesn't have that in it, what's in it? I said, ma'am, I wish I knew. I'd be a millionaire. It was turtle wax, car wash, soap, 1 container of banana extract, 1 container of coconut extract, and a bathtub full of water. That's what it was. I sold it for $20 a jug. Anyway, but that was a new opportunity. It was new, right? It had a secret formula I couldn't tell her about. It was totally different. And guess what? On Sunday, I'm at the flea market. I'm out of here. You're not gonna be able to get it anywhere else. It's not. That was another thing. You ever notice in TV commercials, not available in stores? Yeah. They're taking away that expiring. That's their version of expiring soon. When this commercial's over, it's over. You're not gonna see it anymore. It's not available in stores. Follow? So everybody take a couple of minutes and think about in your product, in your genre, how you can make it new, how you can make it secret, how you can make it different, and how you can make it expiring soon. Try to figure out those things. Let's create an opportunity, and I'll walk around and hear what you guys are coming up with. Hey guys, I don't mean to interrupt your flow, but there was a good question. I've had 2 questions people have asked. How do I make my continuity program new, right? The truth is, I probably wouldn't spend nearly as much time concentrating on that as much as I would concentrate on making the lead product that brings people into my continuity program new, right? If you look at Agora Financial, right? Again, I go back to Agora all the time because they're the billion-dollar gorilla in the room, right? They sell the Oxford Club, right? They sell Stansberry Research. They sell like, now it's less products, but a few dozen products, right? But they do it with hundreds, if not thousands of different approaches. So they're always selling a new premium, really, that gets people to buy the thing they've been selling the whole time. So I wouldn't go in revamping your programs as much as I would go in thinking about new opportunities. Like, you've always got new software, new filters, new gadgets, new methods. Like that Mevo camera is awesome. How can you use a Mevo camera to do whatever? How can you take stunning photos on your iPhone, you know, using 5 simple steps? Or how can you take a sticker that you put over your iPhone lens? You know, be fucking baller. I just invented a product to be fucking baller. You should come up with sticker filters for iPhone lenses. Is that possible? Would that work? Wouldn't work? Be cool if it did. But if you had a little sticker, you know, you put a little dot sticker over there and it takes a different kind of photo. Or a little fisheye kind of sticker, you know, some sort. You probably could do a little fisheye sticker that would go over the lens and make a fisheye shot. But it'd be cool if you could just sell a little pad of stickers and that's how you got them in, right? I would think much more about that. What's the opportunity of that? Because there's new opportunity in photography right now of mobile devices. You always got a great high resolution camera with you at all times. So that's an idea, right? So I'll let you guys continue for a few more minutes, but just remember that I wouldn't think so much about how you're going to revolutionize your membership program as much as I would creating new opportunities to bring people into your membership program or to bring clients to your practice. Because you're going to be, Rich bought me popcorn, by the way, so I'll give him a plug. So Rich is a patent attorney, best one in the damn room, by the way. There's not another patent attorney here, is there? But you're going to be a patent attorney forever, right? So probably you like what you do, but you know, figure out different opportunities to bring people in, right? It could be, I'm sure when process patents became popular, especially in software, that created a whole new genre for you, a whole new realm of opportunity, right? So there's an opportunity realm, right? It could be, you know, you can work in those different opportunities, those different realms, talking about, you know, as laws change, as opportunities change, you know, expiring trademarks is an area that I'm really interested in right now. But there's a guy that I know that does nothing but relicenses old dead trademarks and then relicenses them back out into products. He's doing very well. But all kinds of opportunities like that. Arbitrage is an opportunity. You know, in a lot of different arenas, you can teach people arbitrage. Like if you don't want to do a thing, you teach people how to buy a lead over here and sell the lead over there. They didn't actually do anything. This worked in the middle, right? So, okay, I'll let you guys go.